Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks so much for joining me. Well, today I have a really pretty card to share with you. We're using a Spellbinders collection called Regal Reflections, and I just fell in love with the arch. So we're going to build our card around the arch in 5 easy steps. So let's jump in and get started with step number 1, the Regal Blooms. This has a real pretty vase. We're not going to use the vase, we're just going to create a swag with the elements in here. We're going to take the florals in here along with the leaves. We're going to leave this one and this one here. We're going to use Spellbinders Seaside cardstock and cut out the leaf portions. And then for the blooms, I thought we would go with the chiffon and the Bellini and the coral cardstock. I love this color combination. So we'll cut out this largest floral with the coral. The Bellini is going to go with our middle layers, and then the lightest layer we'll cut out, which is this piece here, we're going to cut out with the chiffon. So I'm going to run these through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. My die cutting is all done. I zoomed in so a little bit better so you could see. I'm going to use 2 Distress Oxide inks to ink blend on the edges of these. For my flowers, I'm going to use Fired Brick. And we're just going to add a little highlight of color. I always like to do this. It just kind of makes it pop. We'll even do the lighter colors. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and ink blend some of my Uncharted Mariner. And I'm going to add some blue to my Seaside. I love this color combination. Let's go ahead and add our flower layers. We'll add a little glue behind this layer. And it fits like a glove here at the bottom. And then I am going to bring in a foam square and pop this layer up just on the larger flower, and then we can layer it on here. And you can see I did 2 sets. For this flower, it's just as simple. All we're going to do is take this layering piece, add a little glue behind here, and we will tack this down. For this one, we're just going to add a small foam square behind here. And then this layer, you just add a little bit of glue, and our flowers are all done. For my swag, I'm going to do a corner that is a bottom left corner. So I think this is going to work here. And then maybe here. Like so. Okay. Now, my swag middle is kind of a mess, okay, and to fix that, that's where I'm going to put my greeting, and I'm going to create a tag with my greeting. So let's bring in that die set. I'm going to use this tag for my greeting. I'm going to die cut this out with white cardstock to put behind it. I'll do that, I'll just run this through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. Okay, now why I did this was because this way I can figure out where I want my tag to go, and I think I'm going to put it at an angle here. So I'm just going to arrange my swag directly on this tag. And I think that's going to work out wonderfully. And there we go. That's going to be my focal image. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. We're going to work on step number 2 and create our home panel. let me clean this off real fast. For my home panel, we're going to do some die cutting with the Arch Punch and Pierce plate. This is two dies, and this one will just cut an arch out of your cardstock. Okay, the inside piece will come out, and then I think this is so pretty. We're going to take this and die cut this out with some white cardstock. Okay, I also went through my arch dies and I found an arch that will fit right behind this middle section. Okay, it's just a little bit smaller, but it'll fit behind here, and so my pattern is going to be a real light gray. So let's go ahead and glue this down. This is Silver Fox. This was Spellbinders' older Color Essential cardstock. It's a gray. It's just slightly darker than Spellbinders Fog. But if you have Fog cardstock, you could do the same thing. But I'm just going to add some glue behind here, and we're going to layer this over the gray. Okay, I'm not going to use the inside piece for my card today. We can save that for another project. And then this one we'll use for our background. So I'll put this to the side. But this right here will be my home panel. Now I'm going to bring in my floral arrangement, and I'm going to layer it right here in the corner. And home panel is all done. Looks kind of funny, but now it's going to come together with our step number 3, where we're going to create our greeting. So let's take our stamp set. There's several greetings that will fit inside that tag die. Okay, so I chose the one that says, "Wishing you life's finest moments." Now, I don't want my greeting to be bold, and whenever I don't want a bold black greeting, I always use my Memento ink. So we'll stamp this on the same gray cardstock that we put behind our home panel. I'm just going to ink this up, and we'll stamp it here. And then I'll take this, and I'm going to line it up, and I will die cut out my greeting. And there we go. That's my greeting. If you want to put an eyelet in here, you could. But for today's card, I'm not going to do that. I am going to bring in some black and white baker's twine, though. And I'm going to thread it through my greeting. Okay, that's my greeting. I'm going to move along to step number 4 and create our background. We're going to bring back our Arch Punch and Pierce plate. And for my background, I'm going to die cut out... Let's see. Since I have gray on my desk, I'm going to go ahead and die cut out my background with a piece of the same gray cardstock that we've been using. And then I'm also going to use this that we cut out from our home panel. Okay, we're going to use this one. So this will be my background. I'm going to go ahead and attach my frame to this piece. You could cut this piece out with white cardstock if you wanted to. I just had the gray, a bigger sheet of the gray on my desk, and so it was just handy. But white cardstock would work too. I'm going to layer this on its background. Wonderful. And then I had already created my card base. What I did was I took my regular card base, and then I just used my die and I cut this out. So I have a flap on the top. I lowered it just a little bit. You could probably even lower it a little bit more so you have a wider piece. Mine's pretty thin, but I think I can still get away with it. But we're going to take our background and adhere it to our card base. And that will be my background. We'll put this away. Now before we add our home panel to our card base, I'm going to bring in some more twine. You can see I already put foam tape behind it. But I'm going to add I'm going to wrap some twine around here. I'm going to start it here, go under this piece, and I'm going to wrap it around a few times so we have a little bit of extra texture here. Okay, then I want to tack it down. This is what the back looks like. So I'm going to tack this down over the archway that's already on there. And it looks like I need to raise this little flower right here up a little bit. So I'm just going to remove this. Okay, this flower is overhanging a little bit. So I'm just going to attach another foam square here. And there we go. Wonderful. Now I'm going to bring in my greeting. I put foam tape behind here already, but now this is going to go layered right over the existing tag. here. Now we're going to move on to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. Anytime I get a chance to use my Aquamarine gems, I'm going to use them. These are so pretty. You tilt them and they have just a beautiful tone to them. You see, you know, like the mermaid tail kind of color. I think that's what this reminds me of, because you can see the blues and the greens and the yellows. So pretty. I'm going to add a few of these gems. And that will finish off my card project today. Perfect, because the sun's going down. This gives you a little bit of inspiration with the Spellbinders Regal Reflections collection. It's a beautiful collection, and I'll link it down below. But wishing you a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.